I learned this from the book, The Talent Code, and it's something you can definitely share with your kids. I think it's super helpful. And I share it with my academy members and campers. So there's this guy, he wanted to win the Iditarod, which is the dog sled pulling contest. Didn't have the money to get the best dogs or, to pay for the breeding. So what he did was he started to find the dogs in his area, just friends of his who did it, I believe, that you tie them to a tree, even in the middle of the night during a race, and they're tugging on the tree. They want to go, even though they haven't slept like in 24 hours, these dogs. He's like, I want that one. And they weren't always the best athletes. And in the course of a few years, he had hand-selected the dogs that they just wanted to go. They didn't have an off button. Then he won that race like 3 years in a row. And the moral of the story in the book was, we tell our athletes, you should be so competitive that people think you're weird. That is actually very good advice. The normal person is normal because they're not competitive. And then when they see you, how competitive you are or how much effort you put in, you're going to make them feel very uncomfortable because you're showing them what they wish they were. And they're going to call you weird. And that's okay. So I would like to encourage you to tell this story to your athletes and say, are you the guy, are you the girl who just wants to go? It's nonstop. If you watch social media, I'm sure you do. You're watching it now. Watch Helen Morales. I mean, she's always on the mat. She's always on the gym. She's got 3 Olympic medals and 1's gold. She cannot stop. She cannot stop. She's still, and when she's not in a wrestling gym, she's in a jiu-jitsu gym. And I would imagine that even one day when she's married with kids, I bet she's competing in a jiu-jitsu competition, or maybe starts her own business and competes that way. She's a special lady, and, probably my favorite wrestler, one of them. And it's just, you see that in some of these athletes we follow online. They can't stop. And, Alex Hormozi tells a story about some Olympic level performance coach who taught him, this guy trains athletes, I think in the UK, or somewhere in Europe, England. He's like, Alex, people always ask me, what is it that these very successful high level athletes have that the rest of us don't? And he's like, it's not what they have, it's what they don't have. He's like, and that's an off button. These people will not stop. And so when I heard that, because I'm a big Alex Hormozi fan, and went to his conference in Vegas a month or so ago, you can learn a lot from certain people online. I don't peck around a lot. I find a few people and gobble up all their stuff. I don't have time to learn from everybody. I go really deep with a few people, and I ignore the rest until there's overwhelming proof that that person can help me. I would encourage you to do the same. But I thought that was interesting, and I started thinking about this book, The Talent Code, and I was like, then I see like Helen Morales and these great wrestlers online. So anyway, wanted to share that with you guys. Thanks for following. Share this with 5 others so they can be helped too. Getting ready to run this hill. Got to finish some coffee first. Then I'm going to go to Christy's house and borrow her lawnmower because mine's in the shop. Has been for 2 weeks. So I got a busy day planned. Good luck to you guys. Have a great one.